The last part of the meeting today isn't about really instructional, as it is more with you leaving with an idea and a vision for the future, what you can focus on this summer, and really go on to start living out the potential your summer has in store for you. And I will say, from some of the things that you've learned and taken away, a fatal error I see a lot of new reps make is they try to implement everything they learn right off the bat. And they have this demo that's like ridiculous, beefed up, all types of stuff, everything they learn, they say, everything on the phone, everything with Rex. Guys, pick out a couple things and implement that first. All right, then a couple more things you can add on as you go along. All right, so that's one of my biggest tips as you learn from some of the top people in our company, in our organization. Well, guys, our next speaker, I've had the pleasure of being able to work with. I've spoken with many times this summer as he is running his own business. And really, it's funny because he's a college student and he's living the American dream. And at least for some people, and that's to really be your own boss. That's to be a business owner, an entrepreneur, a CEO. In his early 20s, and he's the CEO of his own company this summer. He calls the shots. And with our company in general, it's like, man, if you only do one thing before you leave here, it's take advantage of the branch opportunity. The branch opportunity, I truly believe, is the ultimate set of Cutco, the ultimate experience, not just within our organization for advancement, but really in our country, period. You can put branch up against any other experience and opportunity out there, and I don't think you're going to find anything that can beat it as far as development, resume, and really where it propels someone for the future. And this gentleman is living out that dream this summer as a college student on break from NC State. Check this out, Blake Hess. You guys must be from Greensboro, right?
No. Listen.
Oh, our own branch. Our own branch. He started a couple summers ago in Winston-Salem. Guys, check this out. He only did about 14 or 15,000 more in his fast start than I did. He sold about 16 grand in his fast start. He sold over 30,000 his first month on the job in 2 weeks. Over 50K in career sales, really just selling, one summer and then a handful of weeks as an assistant manager. He would have probably sold even 20, 30K more last summer if he didn't take on the role that he did. He's had multiple $10,000 pushes, getting the opportunity to share with you his experience, taking the leap, and taking advantage of the opportunity that our great company offers. Branch manager in Winston-Salem, #1 branch manager for the push and the summer in the Carolina division. Going ahead and give it up for Mr. Blake Hess.
What an honor it is to be given a message here at SC1. I remember my first conferences, and I remember gazing up at these speakers with such admiration, just wishing that I might once have the opportunity to be up there behind the podium. So, I just want to talk about, how I initially got started, and maybe some of you guys can relate to this. I remember I was a PR. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget my friend trying to convince me to do the knife thing. It took a while, but man, am I glad that he convinced me. I remember going into the interview and my eyes were wide with the expectation of the opportunity that I might be able to take advantage of. And some of you may relate to this more than others, but my parents were not so fired up about the job. And when I say not so fired up, I mean they really just they weren't supportive at all. And I love my parents. And it's funny now, whenever I go to see them, my dad always tells me, he says, I'm so proud that you had the courage to stand up and do what you were passionate about. And what an impactful thing for a father to say. But I remember sitting there in training, as many of you might have just left training. And I remember hearing about all these opportunities that I might be able to take advantage of. And, you know, we're not like a lot of other things out there in the world. We're part of an organization where it's not like winning a lottery ticket. It's not just a 1 in a million shot that you might be able to gain a leadership role. The only person that can hold you back from a leadership role is yourself. And I see a lot of sharp people in this room, and you know, when I was sitting there in Winston-Salem as a brand new representative in my training seminar with Matt Perry, whom I have a deep and great respect for, as he changed my life forever. I never expected that one day that I would be the manager of Winston-Salem. And I remember after my first summer, it's pretty easy to fall in love with a job after, you know, making a couple $2,000 plus paychecks in a week. And I remember wanting to go into an assistant manager role because I wanted to have a chance and an opportunity to learn from Matt Perry. And I remember learning how to conduct interviews in management training and become a leader and to become someone who is a role model. And I remember how much my summer of not only my representative position, but my assistant manager summer, I remember how much that impacted my life, changed it forever. My life will never be the same. The dual income, the skills and knowledge you learn from being an assistant manager are very, very valuable. But nothing comes close to the opportunity to turn your own key to your very own office, to be a CEO, to be an entrepreneur in the absolute truest way, but to not do it alone. See, we have a great business here, full of support. And I remember submitting my letter of intent to go into branch management, and I remember I did it with a little bit of nervous excitement. Because I'm thinking, I'm a college student majoring in psychology, right? Not business. You know, how the hell am I going to learn how to run my own office? And really, management training is like the white manual of management. I mean, they practically give you a white manual of how to manage. And I remember going through management training to prepare for my branch summer, and every single time, not only did it become more real, but I got more excited, but I also got more confident. What I didn't realize is that I was truly going into business for myself, but not by myself. What other company gives you thousands of dollars to help you create your own business? And I've run several hundred interviews at this point in my career with this wonderful company. And I see a lot of people who desire to be entrepreneurs one day, or perhaps own their own business. I see it quite often, actually, and I'm sure there's some people in this room who have also seen that, or who desire that. And I can promise you that if that is something that you truly want to do, there is no other place in this nation that you can get a better grasp and understanding and experience to do that to the most effective possible way in your future. There is no other way to secure that knowledge, that experience, to separate yourself from your peers who desire the same thing. See, there's a difference between people who wait to become entrepreneurs and people who take advantage of an amazing opportunity. Because the people who wait, they go out with no knowledge about how to be successful at it. I know that when I go out as an entrepreneur one day, or hopefully have the opportunity to maybe even go district, I know that I'll be prepared. I know that I'll know exactly the steps I need to take in order to be successful at that. And I remember with a feeling looking for my very own office. I can't describe it to you. I can't describe how cool it was to be able to scout places and imagine and start building my dream. And I remember moving in. I remember moving all my stuff in. I remember squaring away my office number. And I remember each step I took, it became more real, became more exciting. And I was ready. I remember sitting there one night, it was about 12 o'clock. I commute 50 minutes every day to work. And I remember I wanted to stay as long as possible because I was sitting in my own office. I was sitting behind a desk that would be my very own. You know, I'm sure a lot of you, you see your manager's desk and you're like, it's a pretty sick desk. How awesome would it be to have that desk? Well, I can tell you it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. And I can tell you one of the most special things, and for someone, I'm not sure if any of you are like this, but I'm someone who, I didn't do the branch opportunity for the income. I didn't do it for the profitability. I did it to impact lives. To change others' lives as this job has changed my own. And I can tell you that it's pretty rewarding. You know, I had during a SC2 push, I had a $6,000 order, my largest order. And I remember I was hoarse for the next 3 days, like literally I could not talk. But nothing comes close to the excitement of seeing someone that you trained, someone that you raised be successful. To see Brandon Armstrong, who only was beaten in this push by CSPs. To see my rep, Brandon, accomplish something so great, I've truly never felt such pride, and I've never felt prouder of someone in my life. There's truly nothing like taking the leap. You're a teacher. You're a coach. You're a CEO. You're the boss. And I remember listening to talks similar to these at previous conferences of my own, and I remember thinking, yeah, that all sounds nice. That all sounds wonderful. Right? But I don't think that I'll be able to do it, or I don't think, that it's all rainbows and fairy tales like they were describing. And it's not. There's adversity. I won't sit up here and tell you that it's easy, because it's not. But there is nothing in life that is worth attaining, that's easy to attain. And I've grown. The P in LEAP is personal growth. And I think the P should be the one that's capitalized. Because my capacity has increased to a point where when I go back to school for my final year, my victory lap. When I go back, it'll be a vacation. I mean, it will literally be a vacation when I go back to school. Because my ability to handle things at this point is so great. What I've learned, it's immeasurable. And you talk to any of these other branches, whom I'm no different from, who are wonderful people, and you ask them how much they've grown personally, and I'm sure they'll tell you similar things. And I remember my team knows this. I'm a pretty fired up guy, right? I'm always energetic. I take a lot of tips from Brian Hurlman. You guys are very, very blessed to have someone like him lead your office. But I take a lot of advice from him, and you know, I have so much love and respect for my team. I mean, what a great group of people. And having that energy is easy because I have a great organization that I built from the very ground up. I only hope that I can impact these lives as much as I was impacted my first summer. And I'm looking forward to the end of the summer as well. Because if there's one thing that I had to complain about with Branch, it's that I freaking miss doing demos. I mean, I miss doing appointments. Like, I am so jacked to go out at the end of the summer, not only because I miss doing demos, but branch managers make a flat 50. Flat 50 meaning, like, you know, normally the rest of the 50% comes in as a bonus check at the end of the month. No, like that week, boom, 50% flat. And what's really cool is it's not just for like a month. No, this is like until like September. Like, I could do 5 appointments. I could do 5 appointments around school and probably make a grand. You know, $500 to $1,000. And I mean, what other place is there that allows you to do that as a college student? You know, I challenge all of you to come up to me at the end of this conference and tell me what other opportunity is greater than this one, because I will stand toe-to-toe with you. I'm pretty sure that when I graduate, I will be pretty separated from my peers. And no matter what profession I decide to go in, and it's not that I'm cocky, it's now I've gained so much confidence to know that I can accomplish so many great things. And it's easy when you have the support system that we do in this business. I can call Josh Cook, a wonderful guy. Josh Cook is. I can call Josh at any point, and I'm sure it's not his favorite thing in the world, because he's a busy guy, right? But he always answers. I mean, it's crazy. He'll answer in the middle of a PDI phone call, and I'll like sit on the phone for 5 minutes waiting for him to get done, like talking on PDI. But he always has time to help me. Larry Manley. Who thinks Larry's pretty cool? Yeah, everybody, yeah. Larry's a great guy. He's one of the greatest guys that I've ever met in my life. What an honor it has been to learn from a man such as him. And he also, anytime, will help me if I ever have a question, if I ever want to increase my skills or just get better. He always makes time. And, you know, my main point of this talk is not to boast, to brag. My point of this talk is to try to separate it from the talks that I listened to as a representative when I heard about taking the leap. Is that all of you in this room, I'm sitting in front of, a lot of sharp people. I mean, take a look around this room. This is a sharp room. The only person that can stop you from attaining the same thing that I've been able to attain is yourself. And I can tell you that the hard work that I put in as a representative, the hard work that I put in as an assistant manager, the hard work that I put in so far and will continue to do so as a branch manager has been invaluable for my personal life, for my professional life, and just about everything that I can think of. And now with the new pay program, it's even cooler. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys would like to earn half, and I have to say it's pretty cool. Now, what they're doing is they're counting the branch management sales as your personal sales for your commission level, which is pretty cool. Makes it pretty easy to get to 50%. Because, let me put it to you this way, you're at 50% and you write up a below average order at $200, that's $100 you just made in an hour for a below average order. That's pretty serious. That's pretty serious. So if any of you in this room are those people that I sit in front of so many times that want to one day be able to run their own business, that want to be an entrepreneur in the future, that desire these things, my only question for you is who's taking the leap in 2016?